Another day, another review, and today we're going to talk about the Black Shark Lucifer T4 True Wireless Gaming Earbuds. Now you can find these for fairly cheap. I believe I paid about $35 to $40 for these on Amazon, though the price do vary. Sometimes they have sales, so that's really up to you to kind of shop around and find it. So that being said, let's see what these headphones come with and if they're worth actually purchasing. All right, so there's really no reason to open up the box and show you what it comes with, but just for unboxing purposes, I will for those that are still interested. Most headphones come with the same thing. You're going to have your actual instruction manual, which tells you how to use all the touch controls, which we'll take a look at in a moment. Well, a little bit later in this video. In addition, it comes with your USB-C. I never take these out because I have so many of them. And it does come with extra earphone tips underneath the USB-C. Now, what I will say about the Shark brand is that for some reason, the tips that come on the headset are mediums and smalls inside the box and largest. But the rubber tip size, to me, fit a little bit differently. They seem to be a little bit smaller than usual. So if you have your own rubber tips, make sure that it's compatible because it might pop onto the headset, but it doesn't mean it's going to necessarily fit properly. But anywho, here's the headset right here. Very cool looking headset. Has the USB-C on the back. Right here, you know, it has that pill-shaped design. So for those that don't care for pill shapes, this is kind of an older design in terms of the pill shapes, but the headset is still pretty cool looking. You have your LED lights right here, which I'm about to show you. As soon as you open this up, you get 3 bars. 100% obviously being at 3, 75 to 100 at 3 roughly, about 50 to 75 under 2. And then this means 0 to 25, which means you need to charge it. So I might have said those dimensions wrong, but either way, that's how you determine it. You have your headset right here. Very simple process to sync. You just open up the case, they'll sync to one another, and then you're good to go. In addition to that, they are touch controls. As you can see, the headset looks like this. It'll say right or left and a little symbol. As you can see, like I was telling you before, the way this headset is, you have to just, it's weird the way they have it. There we go. Now it's positioned properly. There we go. So it's weird the way they have it right here, but this has a little groove right here. I haven't had any discomfort yet. There's no rubber around the actual tip of the earbud, which I figured they should have done that to make it a little bit more comfortable. But ultimately, I wear these for hours at a time and haven't had any issues whatsoever. And like I said, this is a touch button, not a physical button. So please do be aware of that. Also, this headset, I'm about to say this right now, has a gaming mode. So if you tap this button, the right side 3 times, what happens is it puts it in a low latency gaming mode. So you get like real-time audio. So if you're playing games, hearing voices, footsteps, things like that, it should excel and work better for you. But for everyday use, you can go ahead and take gaming mode off and the connectivity will be, I would say be a little bit better without it. But I haven't had any connectivity issues to begin with. I'm not editing that part. I'm going to leave it in there. So with that being said, it is a cool looking headset. Like I said, USB-C, no wireless charging or anything like that. Unfortunately, it also doesn't have any type of app support. So with that being said, just be aware of the fact that this is the bare bones basic when it comes to headsets. It's just that with the RGB lights and lights on the headset, it's a cool looking headset, but don't let that fool you. Let's go ahead and finish the rest of the review. Right now, let's talk about battery life. So let me cut away and we'll go right back to that. For you battery life lovers out there, I'm going to tell you now, you're getting 6 hours. Well, you're getting a total of 24 hours out of this. So you're getting 6 inside the case, and you're going to go ahead and get 6 inside the headset. I said that completely wrong. 6 in the headset, 18 inside the case itself. So, for you, if you're used to AirPods and things like that, you will get a better battery life out of this. Now, what I will say is this is a substantially cheaper product than a lot that you see in stores. So I do not know yet how the battery degradation is going to be in these headsets. But what I will say is that, because it's so affordable, you can easily buy another pair. Personally, I don't know. I haven't heard of this company until like probably in the last couple months where I actually bought a couple pairs and I'm doing reviews on them now for you guys. And, when it comes to the policy, again, you won't find these in any store. So be aware of that. You might have to order them online or go through this ridiculous online service, assuming they offer coverage. But for me, I have so many headphones, I don't have to worry about that. And you take a chance when you buy something online and you never heard of the company. But so far, it's been delivering very, very well. So with that being said, let's talk a little tech specs. So let me cut away and we'll hop right into that. So here are some of the tech specs that you guys are looking for. First things first, this has Bluetooth 5.2 dual mode. So meaning you're actually able to use left or the right by itself. You have that option to choose to do so. Like I said, it does have touch controls, which I will show in a moment. I'm not going to walk you through touch controls. I'm just going to show a picture of them in real time with the booklet inside of here. And so you guys can pause the video if need be and screenshot it or whatever, just in case you buy this headset and just happen to lose the book. Because not everybody holds on to the boxes like I do. I basically regift everything that I review. I put it right back in the box when I'm done with it after a couple weeks. And then it's regifted at the end of the year for Christmas gifts or whatever. So anyhow, you do have two 6mm drivers. So obviously when they say two, one here, one here. What else do you have for this guy? Like I said, we already talked about USB-C, the 24 hours in battery life. So that's a good thing. It is rated IPX5. So for those that are thinking they're going to go swimming in the Amazon with these, don't even think about it. It's just more so sweat and dust resistance, like if you're in the gym. Like if you leave them sitting down for long periods of time, not doing welding and things like that, that's dusty and your headset's going to get damaged. But as long as you're, just light rain, like a light drizzle, or you're in the gym, it's dripping, things like that, you shouldn't have a problem. But like I always say with these headsets, make sure you wipe it down before putting it back in a case, because these are contacts and that's how they charge. And it doesn't mean that the inside of the case is IPX5. For some reason, headphones never say that. I assume they're talking about the headphones that's actually in your ear, and I never, ever, ever assume that the case is IPX5. I assume that it's not. So if we're talking about music codecs, SBC and AAC for those that want to know. Excuse me. Of course, this works with iOS and Apple, so you shouldn't have any issues there. And like we discussed before, I haven't found anything like app support for this particular headset. So unfortunately, you won't be able to change like the actual sound profiles outside of gaming mode, which I'll talk about that again right here. It has a low latency gaming mode where it looks like it's 35 ms, which means ultra low latency. So the lower it is, at least how I'm understanding it, is it allows more real-time noises to happen. So let's say you're playing a game. That's why it's called gaming mode, right? Call of Duty Mobile is a perfect example of a game that you want to play. It will let you hear basically more footsteps. When you do the gunshots, it'll be more accurate. When you get shot, it'll be more accurate. That's how games are supposed to be. While some headphones have a little lag when you play with them. And, it can lag in a video. It can lag on YouTube. These and gaming mode will do a better job of that. But be aware of the fact that because it's in gaming mode, it is a possibility that the connectivity could be a little bit worse. Though I haven't had any issues personally with the Bluetooth 5.2. That's pretty much it for the specification. I honestly, like I said, there's no crazy features for this. But also, let me go ahead and pop that book open for you guys that need to see this. Now, let's see right here. It tells you how to pair. It tells you how to do all that stuff inside the book. I'm just giving you guys the quick version. Let me find it so I can show you. Oh, here's what we talked about earlier about the battery life or so. Okay, so a little better than what I said it was. Let me show you. Let's see. Here we are. Is this it? It does not want to find it. Wait, what language am I looking at? I don't even know what language I'm looking at. Let me see if I can find it real fast in English. Let's see. I believe it shows you the actual specifications of the headset. Not the specifications, but the touch features. Here we are. So if you look at this page right here, I probably passed it and didn't even notice it. Let me pull this page up for you guys so you can basically see it. It shows you the pairing options, how it's connected, standby, disconnect, voice assistance, how to reject calls, and it shows you right here, single tap, volume up, things like that. Hold down to change previous check, hold the left side to, hold the right side to go forward for a song, hold the left side to go back. Shows you the double tap options, how to reject calls. Take a screenshot or take a photo of this or whatever you need to do. So that way, if you buy this headset and you lose the case, you do have the option to go ahead and do that. So also let me do this page right here for you guys. Because I know people sometimes ask me, I forgot how to sync it or I forgot how to do A, B, C, D, and I might not have the headset anymore. So I don't have an answer for you. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is start doing this so it's easier for you guys. So that should be enough time and you're good to go. So like I said, it does have the music mode. It has the gaming mode. It just switches between the two. And obviously music mode gives you a little bit better sound, while low latency mode allows better connectivity and better real-time sound. So that is that. So next part, I guess I'll just say the next part before I actually do it. We're going to go ahead and talk about music quality and syncing. Alrighty, so like we said before, very simple process. You just pop the case open. You do not have to take the headset out while it's going through its pairing process. I'm going to go ahead and they are going to pair to one another first. I'm going to go ahead and bring the phone over here so we can see it in real time. And it's going to pop up. There you go. Black Shark, Lucifer T4. For those that can't see that, here we are. You tap it. For Android users, you have the option to allow it to read your contacts, things like that, call logs. I'm not doing that because I don't really care, on a simple fact that this is a disconnected phone and I'm only using it for Bluetooth purposes. So now that it's connected, I might talk a little bit louder because I want to play music in real time as I talk to you guys about how it sounds. Now, as soon as you put these in your ear, you're not going to hear a lot of things that's going around you, on a simple fact that it blocks out a lot of noise, at least initially. But when you're in places like subways and things, noise does leak in. Background noise can leak in this headset because there's no rubber, like we talked about earlier. Because there's no rubber around here, noise can leak in, or sometimes this headset can move a little bit. But I don't really have that issue that often. So let me go ahead and play something real fast. So, excuse me. It's similar to the Lucifer T2, which are if you already, you know what? I probably didn't. What's the word I'm looking for here? I got to upload that video first, the T2, then I'll do the T4. So you know what I'm talking about. But if you look up to Lucifer T2, it's a different case. And those actually have more RGB lights on them. I think that's what's called RGB. And a different feel, a different fit. These fit much better and have rich, deep sound. I love the sound. Now, the only downside to the Black Shark line of headsets so far that I notice is that, like I'm listening to music right now, the sound is very rich. You hear a lot of the audio. It's very, very clear audio. I hear all the instruments I use for this particular beat exactly the way I intended it. But the bass is a little lower than what I wanted it to be. Like Anchor and other brands do a better job of having deeper bass, but this has a much clearer sound in terms of just audio, like the vocals of the track, if that makes sense. So for you music lovers out there that use FL Studio, actually, you know what? Let me pause it because I feel like I'm talking really loud. Let me go ahead and put it back in the case because I'm getting excited now. All right, so like I was saying, the way I did this song, I have violins playing. So let me specify a little bit more. Let me go deeper into it. I know some people like when I kind of deep dive into music sound. I use a lot of violins. I use a lot of background noises. You know, obviously claps. I use multiple types of basses when I use FL Studio. Not a professional. I just want a particular sound. I don't know how to get it. So I mix up instruments. I don't care if it's 30, 40 things until I get the sound that I want. I'm meticulous about that when I make basic music. Nothing professional though. And what I noticed about this headset is that when it came to the piano, the audio, well, I have piano, violin. I have a couple things inside of this track. Everything comes in smoothly. I haven't had any distortion. I haven't had any issues whatsoever when I raised the volume. Now I didn't raise it in this video because I was talking to you guys, but I obviously use them. I go to work with these from time to time. We'll talk about the audio during calls in a moment. But for right now, we're going to stick to music. And it does an extremely good job. The only thing this headset is missing, if we're being honest, is different sound profiles. Let me go ahead and open it up so you can see it. That beautiful looking. Well, it's white right now, but normally it's green when it's connected, as you can see. So anyway, yeah, like I was saying, in terms of audio, it sounds very, very rich, very, very good. I can even be bold enough to say for amateur music makers or even professional to a certain extent, I use these hooked up to my computer. I have with FL Studio in the same way I edit it on the computer. You know, sometimes you can use a particular headset like a Beats headset or Bose. Oh, one moment, guys. There we go. So like I was saying, you can use a Beat headset, a Bose headset with this thing right here. And when you make music, it's not going to sound exactly the way you want it, primarily because you're using a better headset that has certain sound parameters that everyone else that uses regular headphones aren't going to hear. While when I use these, on the other hand, and make beats, they sound exactly how I want them to when I play them in the car speaker, which is I like real-time music. Obviously, music lovers already know that there are better brands out there, more expensive headphones and even budget headphones that have certain types of sounds that you can get if you go to a real music store. But I'm talking to a broader audience that doesn't, most people don't know where a music store is. They're either ordering off of Amazon or they're going to Best Buy or they order directly online. And this is very, very convenient. So again, audio is beautiful. I cannot stress that enough. It sounds really, really good. This did what the T2s, Lucifer T2s couldn't do. This has much richer bass like it's supposed to have, and it sounds much, much better. Now, here's the downside to the music. For whatever reason, I hop on an L train and it's very, very noisy. And for some reason, when I compare these to, let's say the Life Note, let's see what model would be good. Life Note P3i, right? The P3i has louder sound. Sometimes the train doesn't overpower this, but there's times where I can still hear screeching from the train engine and things like that. But remember, there's no active noise cancellation. If you're one of those people where you're used to AirPod Pros, you're used to Galaxy Buds 2s, even though Galaxy Buds 2s don't have that great of a noise cancellation, it still does enough where it does light hums and people, and it does enough where the music doesn't have to be at 100% for you to block out a lot of sound. But with these type of headphones that don't have those features, you are going to have to crank the music up. And you know what happens when you do that? That can cause ear damage over time. So please be careful of that, because I don't want you to buy this product and then keep it at 100% and be like, I watched this review and my ears don't work. That's your fault. That's neglect. Now, in terms of audio costs for talking to people, there's nothing special about these. They are clear. My wife said it was crystal clear. So if I'm in an area like an office that I'm in now, it sounds very, very clear. If I'm inside my home, if I'm at an area, an office, whatever it is, I think I already said office, but just areas where people are talking in the background, but not crazy cars honking and things like that, you can hear it clearly. And it does pick up a lot of background noise. Here's where they fail. And this is where most headphones, 90% of the time, fail, outside of higher end brands that work on that, purposely offer better audio experience. These guys right here, if it's raining, thunderstorming, wind blowing, riding a bike, e-bike, in the subway, the audio calls pick up so much noise in the background that it's not possible for you to have a regular conversation in those predicaments. Clearly, you have to take it off, put it on speakerphone, or put it on the regular speaker, which most people would do. Now, you may say, well, that's nuts. I'm trying to buy headphones that do all of it. Not many headphones do everything. The only headphones that I come across that were mainstream, and I mean mainstream meaning ones that I could go to the store and pick up, were the Life Note 3s, which are like normally, I think, $79, but sometimes you can get them for $39, $49 on sale at Best Buy. The Life Note 3S, which are open ear designs similar to AirPods, but more comfortable. Those things can talk in the subway. They even have wireless charging. But the audio quality is going to suffer for those because there's no rubber tips. It's just open ear design, like I said, like AirPods. Then there's the Galaxy Buds 2s, and then the regular AirPod and AirPod Pros. Those are the only headphones that I've come across. Obviously, there's other Anchor brands like the Life Note 3s, the 3 Pros, whatever they're called, and like the Pro version of the Life Notes also work. We're talking about certain price ranges of headphones that I'm still holding on to. That's what I mean. And so there are headphones that have excellent or superior call quality in general, which is very important to many people because that involves Zoom calls and everything. It's not that this is bad, but if you're driving in a car, you're fine. If you have the windows down while you're driving in the car because wind is blowing, people are going to have a problem hearing you depending on how much of that is going directly blowing on a microphone on your headset. So please do be aware of that. I can't stress that enough. If you're here in it for music, then these work great. If you're in it for for the best audio calls, this will still work for you, but make sure you're indoor or outdoor in the summertime outside or spring or something like that where it's not crazy winds blowing and rains and thunderstorms and all that, then the audio will be perfectly fine. But remember, when you buy $20, $30, $40 headphones, you're more so focused on music quality than call quality because they're not trying to give you everything for that package because it would deter you from buying their other more expensive products. So with that being said, that is the audio section for this. Let's go ahead and talk about the last section about is this headset actually worth purchasing? So I'm going to tell you guys right now, is this worth purchasing? Yes and no. And I'm going to start with the yes, and then we're going to talk about the no because the no is definitely not as bad as what you think it's going to be. Because if you're, like I said, if you're buying JLab headphones, to me, these are better than JLab headphones. They're cheaper, they're better looking, they have similar battery life, but those JLabs typically have like 8 hours per headset and then 20 something in the case, so they might beat it in battery life. But as long as you can get at least 24 hours, 20 to 24 hours out of a headset, that's all that matters to me. And 9 times out of 10, you're not going to leave it in your ear for 6 hours. Most people do not do that. So that being said, here's the reason why I think they are worth it. It has amazing sound. If I had to compare these to JLabs has better bass than these in my opinion, but it does not have better music quality. I cannot stress enough, it just doesn't. They don't. JLabs are very good headphones. I do like them, but realistically, they're built cheap. I mean, the better quality is that the fact that they have the cord built into the bottom, the USB. But other than that, I'm gonna be honest. It might be mainstream because of how cheap they are and how affordable they are. But if we're just talking about better audio quality and call quality, these kick their ass 9 times out of 10. Especially even cheaper models beat the higher end models for them, and that tells you something. Now, again, we're talking about music, perfectly fine. If we're talking about comfort, I like the comfort. It feels good to me. I don't have any issues. This felt better than the T2s I got because those were chunky and thick, but it seemed like they just didn't fit in my ear deep enough for me to seal them. So a lot of outside noise got in. So it wasn't for me. But this one I definitely like. So if we're talking about music quality, you shouldn't have a problem with these whatsoever. Is it playing music? Oh, I forgot it's touch buttons and I was touching it. So anyway, now if we're talking about, now here's the part that might turn some of you guys off. Now for me, I like instant gratification. What I mean by that is if I find a headset, I want to be able to go to Best Buy, I want to be able to go to Target, I want to be able to go to one of these stores and just go pick it up. I hate ordering stuff. I can't stand ordering stuff and waiting, especially when I get excited about a product and I just can't wait to actually review it. These are not sold in any store in the United States, as far as I'm concerned. Maybe somebody has it in their stores, their personal stores, but if we're talking about Targets, Best Buys, Walmarts, things like that, you will not find these in store when you walk in. I only found them on Amazon. Now, I didn't look at a Black Shark website, which you probably have one right here. Here we go, global.blackshark.com for more information. I'm not going nowhere. I'm only going to go on Amazon to order these. It's not that serious to me because they have a large selection of Black Shark products on Amazon. Now, whether they make headsets that have active noise cancellation and things like that, that's a different story. But I don't know any of the return policy, not return policy, but the repair policy for these. Let's say something's wrong with it and you need to get it replaced. If you get a pair of JLabs, if you get a pair of Anchors, they have return. I believe they have warranties. But even if they don't, that's fine because the store that you get it from, let's say like Best Buy, which is one of my favorite stores to go to because of the return policy, I could just swap it out with something else, or I could take it back if I don't like it. Versus when you go on Amazon, you got to go through the process of packaging and repackaging and sending it here, and then finding an Amazon locker and paying money, or finding a Kohl's or whatever it is. It's just a lot to have to return stuff. And some people aren't prepared to do that. Not to mention when you look at this open ear design, it doesn't mean it's going to fit everyone's ear. This is kind of chunky. I'm going to be honest with you. And because of a headset, you can't just pop it in your ear and say, well, you know what? Pop it in my ear. There's no tester. So you're buying something off of a review hoping that it fits. What works for me may not work for you in terms of fit. And I am an old man now, so when I use certain headphones, I'm looking for maximum comfort. I don't care about anything else. These are comfortable to me, sure, but on the flip side, it may work for you, it may not. And be aware of the fact that once you order it, you might got to return it. You might have to return it if it doesn't fit you properly. So that's the downside of buying online. There's also the downside of any type of return policy or replacement policy. If you try to go through blackshark.com, global.blackshark, whatever it is, I don't know how responsive they are or if they even offer replacements. But on the flip side, it is a $30-something headset, $35.99 I think I paid for this. So it's so cheap, I could just buy another one. And that's not an issue for me. And I'm buying headsets literally every week. So for me, it's not a big deal because I'm a reviewer. But for you guys, you may say, I don't want to spend that money every other week. So you might have to think about, what's more convenient for you in that aspect, which I have many headsets on this channel. So if you're looking at Soundcore headphones, just go through my discography of headphones, not the Five Below ones, but I'm talking about the Anchor or the JBL or the Samsung or the AirPods or the or just go through those, because what'll happen is this is an informed decision. This isn't just walk into the store, buy something real fast and leave. Because if that's the case, so many people are buying the Soundcore Anchor Life Note E's because they're extremely comfortable and they fit majority of people, to be honest, and they have great sound. While other people are saying, well, the sound isn't as good as this headset. I never said it was. What I'm saying is that, people are looking for the overall package. So with that being said, I'll leave that to you. That is the review. I like this headset. This is what I'm using currently right now, along with the Life Note 3s. And, I don't need a $200 headset to walk around and be happy. That's just me. You guys take care. And if you have any questions, like always, leave it in the comment section. I know I haven't been very good at responding to a lot of people. I run 2 channels, and when I'm signed into the other one, I don't see the messages I use one phone to sign into 2 separate emails through YouTube. And whenever I switch around between the both of them, I don't get messages for the other one. So that's why. So, trying to fumble 2 channels. Anywho, that's the review. Like and subscribe like always, guys, and I will see y'all in the next video.